What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, unofficial reports come out about the unofficial pay-per-view numbers regarding undefeated two-division world champion, currently the WBA lightweight 135 and super featherweight 130-pound division WBA world champion. He holds the WBA simultaneously in two different weight classes, two separate weight classes, and he just defeated four-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer Leo Santa Cruz last weekend. And we have reports already surfacing about the very first headline pay-per-view card for Gervonta Tank Davis, and those numbers are about 300,000 pay-per-view buys. With that said, that's a successful pay-per-view by today's standards. I know people are used to his promoter, legendary former five-division world champion, former pound-for-pound king, retired undefeated 50-0, the man known as Money, Floyd Money Mayweather, doing 1 million pay-per-view buys at the very least, right? And he started doing these out-of-the-world numbers with Manny Pacquiao, with Conor McGregor, with Saul Canelo Alvarez, with Oscar De La Hoya. Floyd Mayweather caught lightning in a bottle. You'll never see those types of numbers resurface again in the sport of boxing. Not anytime soon. The average numbers and successful numbers are going to be, especially due to the pandemic, so especially due to social distancing and the fact that, the United States alone have 40 million unemployed people. So with that said, it's a difficult time, and you're not going to see those types of numbers resurface, okay? Those types of numbers are, like I said, an anomaly. You're not going to see those types of numbers resurface anymore. With that said, Floyd Mayweather is promoting Gervonta Tank Davis with himself, right? Meaning that Floyd Mayweather is also utilizing his star power to promote and sell Gervonta Tank Davis. The next fight for Gervonta Tank Davis more than likely will be against rising, undefeated, lightweight, superstar boxer, superstar Mexican boxer, King Ryan Garcia, who has a fight coming up December 5th against British lightweight contender, superstar boxer, Olympic gold medalist Luke Campbell. That will be taking place December 5th. So with that said, after that fight, Ryan Garcia is signed with Golden Boy Promotions and with Floyd Mayweather's direct rival, five-division world champion, multiple-time world champ title holder, Oscar the Golden Boy De La Hoya himself, who they broke all the pay-per-view records. They broke all the pay-per-view numbers. Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya did, okay? And they were original pay-per-view kings. And so they're going to relive that. You have the two rivals, Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya. You have Gervonta Tank Davis, whose a lifestyle is similar to Floyd Mayweather's, flashy, and flamboyant. And then you have Oscar De La Hoya, who was, the pretty boy, looked at like a model type. Now you have that in Ryan Garcia, who has a huge social media following, 7.5 social media Instagram followers alone. So he's a social media superstar. And with that, Ryan Garcia said he's tired of people claiming that he's an Instagram follower, Instagram model, and not a boxer. He said, I'm a boxer first. So these are the types of things that Oscar De La Hoya went through in his career. Oscar De La Hoya was seen as, the pretty boy, and the golden boy, hence his nickname. And he was seen as not a tough guy, right? A pretty boy, and wasn't boxing first. It was, the ladies' man, and movie star look. So that's this is the storyline that was built up for Oscar De La Hoya and the storyline for Floyd Mayweather, right? And so with that said, they're going to relive their history through Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis, and that's going to sell. It's going to do big numbers. So with that said, that's going to be Gervonta Tank Davis's more than likely next pay-per-view fight. Should Ryan Garcia, obviously, this is a step-up fight for Ryan Garcia, right? Against Luke Campbell. This is his first biggest fight. You know, Luke Campbell is accomplished. He's faced Jorge Linares. He's faced Vasil Lomachenko. He's Olympic gold medalist. You understand? So Luke Campbell is definitely accomplished in the sport of boxing. And this, for Ryan Garcia, is a huge step up. This is a huge test for Ryan Garcia. So obviously he has to get past this test in Luke Campbell before, you put the carriage before the horse. But Ryan Garcia, immediately after Gervonta Tank Davis brutally knocked out Leo Santa Cruz in the 6th round, he took to social media and said, Leo Santa Cruz, he respects him. He said, great win for Gervonta Tank Davis, but don't think for a second that this deterred me from wanting to fight you, because I'm not Leo Santa Cruz. And I'm going to put it on Luke Campbell and then make sure we make this happen. So Gervonta Tank Davis, leading up into his fight with Leo Santa Cruz, was stating that he hoped that, Ryan Garcia was successful against Luke Campbell so he could be the first one to knock out and dethrone and put a blemish on Ryan Garcia's record. This has been going on for quite some time. Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis were rumored to have already been scheduled to face off against one another in July, but obviously due to the virus and due to the pandemic and due to social distancing, that fight didn't come to fruition. We just recently started getting boxing back. Shakur Stevenson in July was the first one to start bringing boxing back. So, Gervonta Tank Davis, though, and Leo Santa Cruz did have fans in attendance for the first time at a boxing event. There's other sports that are starting to, let people come into the arenas. Some football, NFL games, they have fans in the stands, limited amount. They're reporting that in the NBA, the season will start December 22nd. They'll have limited fans in attendance as well. And obviously now Gervonta Tank Davis has broke that barrier as well with him and Leo Santa Cruz, and they have fans in attendance. Obviously, limited amount. December 5th also marks the date of the return of undefeated unified WBC IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr. as he take on two-division world champion, former junior welterweight unified world champion and former WBC welterweight world champion Danny Swift Garcia. That fight will take place December 5th as well, and there will be fans in attendance at AT&T Stadium, the Dallas Cowboys Stadium in Dallas, Texas. Things are starting to look up in the sport of boxing, and obviously, like I stated, this is a massive fight, and if you have, the selling point, if Ryan Garcia wins this fight against Luke Campbell in dramatic fashion, they could sell this fight, and obviously, like I said, Floyd Mayweather is selling Gervonta Tank Davis. That's the reason why 300,000 pay-per-views is successful, right? Like I said, you're not going to see these inflated numbers of Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya. Those numbers are long gone. Probably the last guy that did 1 million views, pay-per-view buys, was Saul Canelo Alvarez. You're not going to see those numbers anymore. Those days are long gone. So you could expect the successful numbers to be 300 to 500,000 pay-per-view buys. Those are successful numbers within the sport of boxing in today's time by today's standards. Okay, so these are the new standards. 500,000 is going to be like 1 million pay-per-view buys in the sport of boxing. Obviously, everybody wants to hit the number of 1 million, the actual number of 1 million, but that's going to be hard pressed. I think the first fight that stands a chance to hit that 1 million or over mark is Terrence Crawford, who's undefeated, 3-division world champion, who's a former junior welterweight undisputed world champion. He's currently the WBO welterweight world champion. He's widely considered the best boxer in the world right now, the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. He has a fight coming up next Saturday against former IBF welterweight world champion, British superstar boxer Kell Brook. So Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence is the next biggest fight in the sport of boxing, and that would break the 1 million pay-per-view mark. But it's going to take a fight of that magnitude to break that 1 million pay-per-view barrier. And I believe that is the fight that can actually do it, right? So I think that Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis could get close. I think that they'll do 400,000 pay-per-view buys, 450,000 pay-per-view buys. But that is a great number. So 300,000 pay-per-view buys for Gervonta Tank Davis in his first outing is a great number for Gervonta Tank Davis, especially in this time. You got, like I said, you got to take into consideration everything that's going on within the world overall. not just in the sporting world. So you got to take that into consideration. So the fact that 300,000, like I said, the new million is going to be 500,000. Remember, everybody started saying 30 is the new 20. Well, the new million is going to be 500,000. You can hit that 500,000 mark. That's going to be saying something. Now, we know Canelo Alvarez just recently have been reported to become a free agent. Got shook loose from Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy Promotions, and DAZN, and seems to be on the verge of signing with the Premier Boxing Champions, the PBC. So now Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez might get to that million pay-per-view mark. Canelo Alvarez versus Jamal Charlo might get to that 1 million pay-per-view mark. But it's going to take a fight and fighters of that magnitude to get to that. Ryan Garcia is not that. Neither is Gervonta Tank Davis. Not yet. They're not that accomplished. They're making names for themselves, especially Gervonta Tank Davis. He had Magic Johnson, LeBron James. He had crossover star appeal. And so does Ryan Garcia. But if this fight happens this Cinco de Mayo, as I expect, they will not be... They haven't hit that level of stardom in the sport of boxing to be able to get 1 million pay-per-view buys. So 300,000 is a success in my opinion. Salute and congratulations to Gervonta Tank Davis on a successful first pay-per-view. That's all I got for y'all. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, or one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.